Good morning, everybody. How are you guys this morning? So I'm like half in my jammies, half not in my jammies today. There we are. Everybody. Yeah. Now we're here. Good morning, Alicia. I'm not sure what we're doing today. We may be winging it. I have some ideas of how to do the practice, but we'll see how it goes. We're going to be doing a yoga practice for digestion. So there'll be a lot of stuff on the belly. Happy Friday. Good morning, Julie. Good morning, Petra. Good morning, Barbara. So, yoga for digestion, good digestion. So there'll be a lot of things on the belly. So, like cobra, bow pose, forward folding, massaging in the belly, opening the belly, twisting in the belly. So it's all about, oh, hello, Mimi. Oh, where's Parker? You know what? We need to put Parker in here, don't we? I love that GIF. That is awesome. Thank you for that. When my family is up in the other end of the house, he would much rather be with them because there might be food involved or a walk. I am quite boring. So when the house is quiet, he'll come in here and be with me. Good morning, Randy. Happy birthday. Good morning, Celeste. I'm glad you could join us before you become our favorite kindergarten teacher for Lawrence. Oh, I'm so glad that I love all the comments. So, Alicia's pups are ready. And yes, that meme that Mimi put in there is what I feel like on the inside all the time. That's how I wake out of bed. I'm like, the fields are alive with sound of music. All right, so you should not need any props today. Just our bodies, just our bellies, just good digestion. That's what we're going to work on. Comments. Good morning, Valerie. Good morning, Susan. Nice to see you this morning. I'm so happy. Did you guys see in the little box below that they've added a new feeling emoji where a smiley face is hugging a heart to let you know that you care because of these times where we can't hold each other? I thought it was sweet. All right. So we have just a few more, just a minute or two before we get started. Way to go, Blinks. I'm sure there'll be a couple more cat naps before the practice is over. So, digestion, really important, especially right now during quarantine. So we may be buzzing through our quarantine food and doing easy food. I have been very fortunate that during quarantine, I've had things to keep me busy, like sewing masks for others and things like that. But I really have not been devoting a lot of time to cooking too much. I mean, there was a couple of days that I baked and my son was very nervous because I don't bake. He's like, oh my gosh, Mom, it is the end of days, you're baking. I'm like, ha ha, you're funny. But, so we've been doing like one-pot meals. And when I say we, I'm sure like the world. So you put everything in the Instapot, or you put everything in a crock pot, or it's pasta, or it's like macaroni, which my son is 21 years old, and up until now, I think he's had macaroni like 5 times, macaroni and cheese, because I just don't make it. We've been eating it. All that to say is we're stuck in the house. We're trying to clean out the pantry. Maybe we're having some food issues because we're not eating as well-rounded as we should, or we're not moving as much as we should, or maybe drinking as much as we could. So we could be getting dehydrated, not great foods, not a lot of movement in our bodies, and that translates into not a lot of movement in the belly. If we're worried and we're anxious because of global experiences, or we're worried about our incomes, or any of those things, that also gets focused down in the belly. And when we're hanging on to those emotions, we hang on to them in the pit of the stomach. Have you ever heard bad news and you feel it in the pit of your stomach? There's no coincidence there, right? So we have all of this going on in the belly, and we're going to try to release that out today with good digestion. I'll put a better description up. I couldn't get it to copy and paste this morning, so when we're done and I save it up to Facebook and over to YouTube, I'll put in the digestion description so that you can find it again later. All right. Way to go, Tiger. Happy birthday. Good morning, Sandy. Good morning, Yoli. All right, so we're going to get started on that digestion. So we're going to get started on a lot of postures that are very much the same as that we always do. And you'll see that I love those little care smiles. Those make me happy. So when we start these practices, you'll say, well, Michelle, you said we're going to do this, or you said we're going to do this, but they're the same poses. It's all in how you focus. So I want you to imagine that you take a picture, and it's a picture of you and your siblings, or you and your family, but you needed a profile picture for your Facebook. So you take that picture because you look good, and you cut you out, right? It's still that same picture, but you're focusing on something different. You haven't changed the picture, you change how you look at the picture. And that's what we do to the poses. We take this same pose, but then we dissect it. Like take side plank, for example. A lot of times we focus on side plank because of the hand and wrist movement, but we can also focus on the shoulder and this whole side body, because you have to use that serratus anterior to help push the body up, right? There's also balance because the feet are stacked. So you choose what you're looking at, and it really helps you understand your body better. And that's what we're going to do with our digestion today. We're going to let the head come forward. Feel the back of the neck stretch. We're setting that intention. And then we let the head come up, right ear, right shoulder. Left ear, left shoulder. Back to the center. Lift the pelvic floor. Pull the navel in. Find your best breath. We're going to open those eyes, lace the fingers together, pressing out and up. Good morning, Rosie. Look at all these beautiful people this morning. Hello, hello, hello. Brian, good morning. And gently release to the right. Tall spine. Now, digestion, so important. Moving things through the intestines and down into the lower intestines and into the colon. Big deal, right? Continuing to have nice movement. And that's all we're going to focus on. Left shoulder down, right hand up. in my attempt to make sure that you have something different every day. So today's, I think, day 39. So we're working through it. Opening through side body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we're going to come back up. Back to the center. Hands come out and up. And twist it to the left. Tall spine. That sunshine makes me happy. Good morning, Tina. 3, 4, 5. Right shoulder comes down. Left hand comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we come back up. Back to the center and forward. We lengthen out through the crown of the head, lifting pelvic floor, hollow out that belly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we start to walk those hands back up. We're going to change the cross of those legs. And again, we do this because we do it every time. Gives us something that's the same. Gives other people a chance to come on. Right arm comes down. Left arm reaches. So that when we get diversity, we don't mind, because we start out in that same way, that we can let our bodies ground out. We can feel connected to the floor. We can find our breath. 3, 4 gives our animals a chance to settle down and take a nap. And 5, hand comes up. We're going to bend at the elbow, twist it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unwind and lengthen. And up. Left arm comes down. Right arm reaches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hand comes back up. Bend at the elbow. Twist it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unwind and lengthen. And back up. Opening through the heart. And forward. Maybe if you want to make that extra fire, you can add Kali Mudra to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands come down as we come up. Backs of the hands together, releasing those shoulders. Nice work here. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. 3, 4, 5. Release it out. Nice little shoulder work. Good morning, Mom. Nice to see you. All right, now we're going to start really trying to move everything around in the belly. Digestion is really important, and it has this long way to travel. So it kind of always comes up and around through this ileocecal valve and down into the intestines. So we're going to try to make everything just start moving, okay? So we're going to do some circles today. So we're going to stir the pot. We put the hands on the knees. Nice big circles. Excuse me. And we just kind of feel that rock. You're going to also feel it on the tailbone, across the bottom that's sitting on the floor. Nice work here. Now, the next time that you make it to the front, we're going to stop. We're going to change directions. Nice work. The next time you get to the front, we're going to come on up. And then we're going to let the belly come forward. So I want you to think cat and cow, but we're sitting up. So instead of going cow and cat like this, our hands are on our knees. And so we're going to let that belly come forward, which would be cow. And then we're going to let the belly go back, kind of shrug the shoulders some. That would be cat. So belly forward and back. Forward and back. Now somewhere in the middle of that, you're going to have to try to find a breath that's comfortable for you. Forward, back. Forward, back. Forward, back. Forward, back. One more time. Forward, back. Come back to the center, nice tall spine, check in with the body. Now we've been sitting this way for a while. We still have a few more things to do. So let's go ahead and change the cross of our legs again. Just being mindful that each leg gets about the same amount of work here. Now, we're going to be twisting back and forth. We're going to take the hands, put them on the shoulders. 4 fingers are forward, thumbs go back. So we're going to put those hands on the shoulders and we're going to just start this little rock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're going to 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And gently release. Maybe you take a second, maybe that messes with your inner ear, so you just take a moment, eyes closed, find your breath. If you still feel the shaking, hang on a little bit. And then release. And we just kind of pick up in where we normally work on our morning practice. So we're going to come into our cobbler's pose. And we did angles yesterday, so remember this is Baddha, meaning binding, Konasana, meaning angle pose. So think about this is the angle and we're binding it, right? Cobbler's pose, Baddha Konasana. Leaning forward. In the kids class we call this butterfly. 1, 2, 3, feel the insides of the legs open up, lifting pelvic floor. We want to have nice good control over the bottom of the pelvis. 4, 5, slowly we're going to come back up. We bring those knees up, cross. Ah, good, I'm glad it worked. 1, 2, 3, I love the comments. 4, 5, bring those knees up and change that cross. Rolling the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring those knees in. We're going to reach down, grab the right foot. We're going to extend it up. See if that hamstring says good morning or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That foot comes down. We're going to let the left one come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that foot come down. We're going to drop the knees over to the left. Ooh, nice work here. You can come in deeper. Sit up tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's switch to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring those knees back up and extend them out. Nice work here. So we're going to forward fold. So if we're folding over that belly, we're going to lift pelvic floor, pull the navel in, and try to lift it towards the diaphragm, lengthening the crown of the head, and fold at the hip crease. See if you can reach towards the feet. Now remember, feet are a direction, not a destination. If you make it to your feet, great. If you don't make it to your feet, great. You can grab your ankles or your shins or your knees. We feel those hamstrings start to lengthen, lower back lengthens. As you hang here, you'll notice you get to go down a little bit further. And a little bit further as you warm up. And slowly coming back up. We're going to take that right leg over left, leaning in, grab that foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we come up and grab the foot and rotate to the right. I'm sure you guys notice I keep sticking my index finger out. I tried to saw it off last night, so I have a Band-Aid on it and it keeps touching, and that's why it's sticking out. I went to stick something down in the dishwasher last night and there was a knife sticking up in the dishwasher when I stuck my hand down in the dishwasher. It was no bueno. Nice tall spine, and 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back to the center. We're going to grab that foot. We're going to rock it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to take that foot, place it on the inside of the thigh, lean forward. We're pushing right hip back and down. Opening here through that waistline, down into the hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we're going to come back up. And right hand behind, press down to come up. Lengthen through side body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And slowly come down. And then that right foot comes in. Left knee comes up. Nice big stretch here. Maybe that right knee comes down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And gently release and bounce it out. So there's a sign here that I keep talking about for the last 3 days that lets you guys know that I love you big. I broke out my light bright. That was one of my most favorite things I had when I was a little kid. And I've since long got rid of it. But a couple of years ago, my mom and dad got me another one because they were having them at Cracker Barrels. And I made you this great note. And I realized from looking here, you can't see it. So I'm going to hold it up for the camera because it really is a big deal to me to let you guys know how much I love you. And then we'll do the other side. So I have on here, it says, I love you big. I hope you can see it. It's got the lights on it. You can make it do like that. So you guys, that way you know I love you big. We'll get back to the other side. All right, let's do the other side now. Left leg comes over, leaning in. 1, 2. Good morning, Jessie. 3, 4, 5. Slowly we come back up. Foot comes next to the knee. Rotate to the left and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back to the center. Grab it and rock it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to put that on the inside of the thigh. Oh, thank you guys. Oh, my heart's happy. And lean forward. Feel the hamstring stretch. Oh, this morning it's so not happy. 2, 3, 4, 5. As we come up, left hand comes down, press open through belly, reach through that arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And slowly come back down. We're going to take that left foot, place it on the belly. We're going to lift that knee up and bring that left knee down. Nice rotation here. So when you're doing this posture on both sides, this heel pushes into the belly. It's really, really good for digestion. So in the Ashtanga practice, they practice lotus and several of the postures. And they didn't ever switch sides. They always folded right foot first and then left foot. And then I started following those trails, and a lot of people do that. So someone asked, why do we always do that? And I'll show you what they mean and bounce it out. So when they would go to do lotus posture, they would always place this foot in first and then this one, so that when you go to do yoga mudra and you lean forward, this heel pushes into the ileocecal valve. And so that's going to help you release and open through digestion. So a lot of these postures are intentionally done to try to get the belly moving. So we've done those poses. We're going to roll back and do some things here. But we're going to do some stuff on our belly. I'm going to show you sitting up before I lay down. We're going to take our fingers and we're going to kind of dig in. It's going to be a little uncomfortable. We're going to start in the hip here. So we're going to start way deep in the hip, right? The fleshy part of the hip. And we're going to walk the fingers up, and you're going to start to feel the rib cage, right? You're going to walk along the rib cage because it makes that little arch, right? We're going to walk over to the other side until we get to the inside of that other hip. Now, when we get ready to start, you lift your fingers up and come back to right hip. We only move from right to left because that's how we digest. We don't want to try to encourage the movement to go in the opposite direction. I don't think anybody who's watching is pregnant. If you are pregnant, just rub on your belly, flat hand, don't dig in your belly. And lay back. Now, we're going to take those fingers, we're going to dig down here in that spot, and we're going to slowly just start coming up. And walk them over to the other side. And then you lift it up, and maybe you go slower or faster than me. So I dig my fingers in my right side. I'm going to slowly start walking those fingers up. Really kneading it as we go along. And you're going to get some spots that are tender, and they are not going to like it. That should be a big indicator for you. Why is that uncomfortable? Lift the hands. Let's try it again. So we're going to dig those fingers down into the inside of that right hip. And we're going to walk those fingers up. And then gently release. Now, instead of pulling the knees right in, we're going to windshield wiper first to continue to release that tissue out. So we're going to drop those knees over to the left first, trying to push right knee down. You'll see that it's going to stretch this space where you were just digging your fingers in. And then we're going to switch sides, drop those knees over to the right, trying to let that left knee drop. And that's going to open this left side where you were digging those fingers in. Nice movement here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring those knees back up. Now we pull them in. Nice work here. Now we've been giving our belly a lot of attention, and it may get growly with you. So we're going to give it a little bit of a break. Arms come out to the side, drop the knees over to the left. Nice rotation all the way here through that side body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to the center, over to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring those legs back to the center. Feet come up, grab those heels and pull down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cross those knees, grab those ankles, pull them down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And change the cross. Pull those ankles down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And gently release. Pull those knees back in. Bottoms of the feet flat on the floor. Hands come down. We're going to press down through those feet and lift the booty up. 1, 2. Really opening all through the front of the belly. 3, 4, 5. Slowly we're going to roll down. We're going to try that again. Press down through those feet, rolling, lifting up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And slowly coming down. Nice work. We're going to pull those knees in, cross at the ankles, rolling up. So we are going to work on, morning George. Yay, Dad. I'm glad my dad's doing yoga to my video. That makes me happy. Good morning, Haley. Good morning, George. There's 2 Georges here today. Good morning, Tessa. So, I'm just reading all the comments that I missed while I was laying on my back. I love all those kisses. So, we're going to work our core. Again, core is that muscle that's going over our insides, right? It's helping keep our insides together, so it also comes over our intestines and our stomach. And by activating core, you can help stimulate digestion. And so we're going to do boat pose. So you might need something for your tailbone if your tailbone's a little uncomfortable. And we're going to hold the knees up. But how we're going to change that today is, we've done boat before, but instead of doing the cross and the lift, we're going to try to put a twist in it. And that twist is going to help try to work down into that digestion by working obliques and the abs in the front. All right, here we go. We're going to bring those feet up. Hands come up. And we're going to bring the hands to the heart, holding them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to twist to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to come back to the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to the center, but arms extend. See if you can extend legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And release that out. Good job, guys. That's pretty hard. And we're going to come over onto hands and knees. Now, if your knees are uncomfortable, you're going to want to put a blanket underneath them. So as we get here, we're going to feel that spine come up and down and up and down. Flat back. Make a C with the spine to the right and a C with the spine to the left. Really, any type of movement that we can get in that torso to release it out. Again, let's try rotating to the right and rotating to the left. Back to the center. Now, from here, we're going to turn those toes down dog. Bending and stretching. Maybe you get some snaps, crackles, and pops going on in your ankles. Lifting pelvic floor. Broadening the back. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that right leg come up. Bend the knee. Open through the front of the hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that right foot come down.
Bend and stretch. We're going to let that left leg come up. Bend the knee, open through the front of the hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that left foot come down. Bend and stretch. Nicely done. Now, from here, we're going to put those knees down, and we're going to come down to the belly. Cobra. Big deal here. Super big deal for digestion. So we want to maybe rock a little bit. Feel that bellies, press. Find whatever comfortable position you can. Some people are not comfortable on their belly. So we're going to try to do this in pieces so that you can find some comfort but still stimulate digestion. We're going to lift it up, lifting that chest and the chin and the throat. Keep your feet together. Press down all 10 toes. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Elbows are in, shoulders are back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we bring that chest right back down. We take a pause. So everything that we're going to do, we're going to do from here pretty much. Now, from this posture, we're going to roll to the right side. We're going to put that right arm down, put the feet together, and we're going to lift up into that supported side plank. Let that left arm come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hip comes right back down. Roll through the belly. We roll to left side. Stacking those feet together. From there, we're going to lift up. Right arm lifts up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hip comes down. Come back to belly. Good morning, Michelle. And we're going to rock that belly. Again, digestion, so important. Feel that work. We're going to press the table. Now from table, we're going to come into our child's pose. We're going to widen those knees and allow ourselves to slowly come down. Feel that lower back stretch. Feel that work through the tops of the feet, the knees and shoulders. Maybe you come up onto those fingertips, allowing your forehead to come down. A lot more work in the shoulders and back. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to come back to table. Now, from that table, maybe pull those knees in. Knees, chest, and chin. We come back down to belly. So you see that we keep returning to cobra. Cobra is that transition pose that's going to help digestion. That's going to help us get into other postures. We're going to lift the chest, making sure that we've got a good foundation here, that we have good alignment. Then we're going to rotate back down, and we're going to see if we can bend that right foot, reach back and grab it. Bend the left foot, reach back and grab it. Maybe you're just waving at your feet like this today. Hello, feet. Maybe you grab your pants or your pajamas. I have my pajamas on. Maybe you grab them like that. Maybe that's what you can do today. And that's okay. But what we're going to do, if you can grab the feet, is you're going to allow the feet to help pull you and lift you up, opening through the heart. 1. When you lift through the chest and you come up into this, 2, you're going to feel the belly pushing down into the floor, increasing digestion. 3, where's your breath? 4, 5. Slowly we're going to lower back down. We're going to release the feet. Hands come in. From there, we're going to press to table. From table to down dog. Bending and stretching. Bending and stretching. We're going to bring that knee into the chest and then out to the side. In down dog, that's not necessarily easy. Just a little change for us in between these little cobra poses that we're doing. And we're going to put that foot down. We're going to pull that left knee in and out to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring that knee down, put that foot down. Knees, chest and chin, belly comes down. Again, now this time we're going to work on a Superman. So we're going to extend those hands forward. So we're going to lift right arm. And down. Lift left arm. And down. Lift both arms. And down. Lift right leg. And down. Lift left leg. And down. Lift both legs. And down. Lift all four. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slowly come back down. Yay, good job. Let's shake that out a little bit. Maybe that was a little too much work in your back, so we take a moment. We put those hands under those shoulders. We press the table, and this time instead of down dog, we're going to go back into child's pose again, making sure we give our lower back every opportunity to take a break. Because cobras are amazing for our digestions, but they're still considered back bends, even though they're small ones. We want to make sure we give our back plenty of care. We've done some core, but not enough to support the back. So we need to add some core in, but yet still work with our digestion. So we're going to work on forearmed plank. We're going to come forward into table. Maybe you pull your knees back in. Knees, chest, and chin all the way back down. And now as we come back down, instead of cobra this time, we're going to lift up into that Sphinx. So Sphinx is here. And we don't want our shoulders to sag up by our ears. We want to pull them down. Now already I know that I have to move forward because my toes aren't on the mat and I'll slide. So I'm just going to kind of scooch forward because you want to make sure your toes are on the mat so you have good support. You're going to turn those toes under and we're going to lift up. Forearm plank. 1. It's a 10 count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to put those knees down, roll down to the floor, cross those hands or stack those hands and rest a second. Maybe a little rock from side to side. 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to put those hands under the shoulders, come to table, from table to down dog this time. Bending and stretching. Nice work here. Really long stretches. We feel that work. We check in with our back body, with our bellies. From here, we're going to bend those knees. We're going to step to the front of the mat. Fingertips flat back. Forward fold. Looking at those kneecaps, not your feet, so that the neck can elongate. Inhale all the way up. Hands come back down. We just kind of check in with our body, see how we're doing. Now, we're going to add in some twisting postures so that we can really work through the belly. So we're going to work on revolved side angle. We're going to do them together as a group. So we'll do side angle and then revolve side angle to really try to work through this space that we have right here. We're going to inhale up, exhaling forward fold. Fingertips flat back. Forward folding, bend the knees, right foot goes back. We're going to ground that right foot. We're going to cartwheel up into warrior 2. Now once we make it into this warrior 2, we're going to let that left hand come down, right arm come over. Nice big stretch here through the side body. So we want to feel these ribs open up, but we want to feel compression on this side. 1, see if you can look up. 2, 3, where's your breathing? 4, smiling. 5, we're going to rotate around. That right elbow comes to the knee. We're going to press those palms together. We're going to look up at that left elbow. Nice big stretch here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands slowly come down to the floor. We're going to come to the ball of that foot. We're going to step back to plank. From plank, knees. Chest and chin, let the belly come down. Now remember, several days ago, maybe it was last week or so, we worked on some salutations. Maybe for you, you just stepped forward to a forward fold and didn't come to your belly. That's okay. So we're hanging out here on the belly. I'm doing a little rock because I'm mindful of my digestion. I'm going to lift the chest up. Let the chest come back down. You're like, okay, Michelle, I made it to the floor. We've been doing things at Cobra. What are we going to do here? We're going to do a shoulder stretch. So we slide that right arm out to the side and see if we can roll over. Onto right side, let your right ear make it all the way down to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we come back in. We're going to pull that hand in. You're going to slide the other one out. And then roll over onto that left. Make sure the head comes down. Left ear towards floor. Let that right arm help you twist. Opening through that shoulder. And back down to the belly. So we're in the middle of a combination. So we need to bring those hands in. We're going to press to table. From table to down dog. Nice big stretch here. We're going to let right leg come forward, grounding that back foot. We're going to cartwheel all the way up to warrior 2. Right arm comes down, left one reaches. We're opening through side body. We're lifting pelvic floor. We're elongating through the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to see if we can rotate around. Left elbow comes to right knee. Palms come together. Rotate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands slowly come down to the floor. Come to the ball of that foot. We're going to step forward. Fingertips flat back. Forward fold. We're looking at the knees, not the feet. We're going to shake our head no. We're going to shake the head yes. And inhale. Slowly come all the way up. Hands come down. And a release. So we're going to try another twist to work through the belly before we come back down to the floor. We're going to work on chair. And we're going to do chair, and we're going to turn to the left and turn to the right, very much like we did in our boat posture earlier. So we're going to find that comfortable space, heel balls toes, so that you feel anchored through feet. Bend the knees, send the hips back. Bend the knees, send the hips back. So we're really trying to fill in that lower back. That's engaging those abdominals. Not a clench, but an engage. And by filling in that lower back, those QLs can lengthen. We feel the work just being here. We feel it in quads, a little bit of psoas and hip flexor, right? We're going to let those arms come up as much as you can. If your shoulders are tight, I don't want you to shrug to get them up. I want you just to lift them until they're going as high as they will go, and then stop because you won't compromise your posture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring the hands to the heart. We're going to see if we can put this right elbow on this left knee. Looking up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to extend out. Hands come to the heart. Left elbow comes to right knee, rotating, looking up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to come back to the center, extend those arms. Press down to come up. I know that was a lot of work. Hands come to the heart, and then the hands come down. Yay, you. So from there, we're going to slowly start to come down into a squat. Nice work through that lower back. Elongating through the lower spine for sure, down into the tailbone. Nice work for balancing the hips and waking up those feet. Now, from here, we're going to let that right hand come down. So I'm going to turn sideways or towards the camera so that you can see. My right arm comes in front of my knee. So we isolate the shin so that the knee won't move. And we're going to let the left arm come up. Now, if that's uncomfortable for your neck, look down. Or look at the arm that's down on the floor. You choose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring those hands back in. We're going to take that left hand, put it down on the mat so that you're isolating this left leg. We're going to let that right arm come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nicely done. We're going to bring those hands back in. We're going to reach forward, sit on the bum. Nicely done. Now once we get here, we're going to sit comfortably and see if we can lean forward for just a little bit. And then slowly we're going to come back up. Now, there is a breathing that's called Kapalabhati breathing. It's breath of fire. It's an energizing breath. It's sometimes called shining skull breath. When you do it quickly, depending on where you learn it, some people say you don't force it with the ab, like the Kundalini, it's not a forcing the ab. And in other hatha practices, it is a contraction of the ab to get the air to come out. We're going to fall somewhere in between because I really want you to identify with the belly, which is so much where this digestion is happening, right? That's also in conjunction to the foods that you're eating and the time of day that you're eating it. But that aside, just physically, what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to pull the navel and the belly, the abs, in so quickly that it causes you to exhale. So it's going to sound a little like this, right? If you've ever fallen off a bike and hit the ground and you got the wind knocked out of you, so to speak, you want your abdominals to do that so quickly that that's what happens. So it sounds kind of like this. Now, we're not going to do it so quickly that it becomes that energizing breath because we're about to go down for Shavasana. But I definitely want you to feel that control of massaging the organs in the belly into getting that stale air out of your lungs before we lay down. So we're going to do it slower instead of that fast rate. We're going to do 5. So we have that nice breath, pulling in with some speed. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. It's a lot harder than it looks, isn't it? That's 4. That's 5. Nicely done. That's all you have to do. You can practice it throughout the day. If you're cleaning, you're like, hey, oh, she said that. And just practice getting in touch with the abs and the muscles that pull in on those organs that help you digest. Right ear, right shoulder. Left ear, left shoulder. Back to the center. We're going to bring those knees in. We're going to hug them. And we're getting ready to lay down. And when we lay down, we're going to massage the digestion tract again.
So we're going to take those fingers into the hip. We're going to walk them around the rib cage to the left. We're going to lift the hands and start again so that we can finish this practice for digestion. We're going to roll back. Knees are up because the knees being up is going to flatten out that lumbar, right? So that spine is nice and flat. We're going to take those fingertips again, place them right on the inside of the hip bone. You know, you can feel that iliac crest here, and you come down to the front, you can feel the sticking out, right? So we're going to go right on the inside of it, deep with those fingers. Walk those fingers up, around that rib cage, finding spots that are grumpy. Getting to the left, we lift, come to the other side. Stick those fingers in there. It might be a little crabby now, but you'll feel better later. Walk those fingers. Oof. Your psoas might be tight too. Walk those fingers up, over to the other side. Release it out. Windshield wipers with those legs. And back to the center. We're going to put the bottoms of the feet flat. We're going to press to those feet, lifting the hips. Now, as we lift the hips, we open through the belly. So we're elongating this space that we just worked on. We want to keep those legs parallel. Hands are down, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we lower back to the floor. Take a pause. And press down to come up. See if you can lift again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we lower back down. And release. We're going to see if we can maybe lower one leg and then the other to come into your best version of Shavasana. Maybe you're all over the place. Your mind still won't be still. If you take those palms and put them on your belly or on your body somewhere, it's going to help anchor you, make you feel grounded. Maybe put them on the belly because that's where we worked today. Just the warmth of my hands on my belly feels good. We let the back body relax down. The top body releases down on back body. We release the feet, the ankles, the shin and calf. Move through the knees into the thighs. You're going to soften the glutes and pelvic belly. We release the lower back, navel, mid-back and solar plexus, shoulder blades and heart. We let those collarbones lift, the neck extends.
Find your breath. See if you can feel that inhale travel up back body, pausing at the crown of the head, exhaling down front body. Inhaling up back body, exhaling down front body. Inhaling up back body, exhaling down front body. Now, if you're at home and you want to continue to lay here with your fur babies and have a little nap, no problem. Maybe you can start to begin to bend those fingers and toes and move them and shift if you want to sit up with me. Maybe we put one foot and then the other on the floor, another windshield wiper, noticing the effects of the practice in the body through those tissues. Let's see if maybe we can roll to the right side. Then let's see if we can slowly come up to a comfortable seated position. Settling in. Now, once we get here, we feel those sits bones pressing. We feel the work we've done in the abdomen. Hopefully this is helping your digestion. We're going to turn the head to the right, just checking in because we've been reclined. We're now going to turn the head to the left. Again, just checking in with the body. Should really feel all that work in the belly. Back to the center. We're going to bring those hands to the heart. And this is where we remind ourselves of all the amazing things we have in our life to be thankful for. We send out love and kindness and compassion to those who need it. We're going to end the class with an Om if you're comfortable, inhaling. Bowing forward in respect, namaste. Peace be with you. Go safely. And thank you for practicing with me this morning. I really appreciate meeting with you. I look forward to it. I get excited. I tell my family, I'm going to the yoga room. I'm going to go be with my peeps. And I really, really enjoy it. For giving me purpose during times where it's easy to feel like you don't have purpose, a reason to put on clean clothes and smile and reach out, and I appreciate that. If you would like to share this video, I would greatly appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up. Go over to YouTube and subscribe. That helps people find my yoga videos. There's information in the description box that I will add in a minute on how to make donations if that's something you would like. Or, like many of my friends, you can just send me a letter. I like getting snail mail. I'm one of those few people who still like that, and I actually send letters. So I appreciate you to the moon and back. Thank you for being here with me. Mwah, mwah.